The difference between a room that looks cheap and a room that looks luxurious often comes down to lighting, because the exact same space can feel flat, harsh, or stressful under bad light, but calm and high-end under good light. And after years of experimenting with different lighting setups, what I've found is that achieving that luxury look isn't about chandeliers or designer fixtures, it's about control. So in this video, I'm going to show you 6 small but impactful lighting changes that instantly make any room feel calmer, softer, and more luxurious. And by the end, you'll know exactly how to turn harsh, cold light into a warm, relaxing glow without spending more than a few minutes or a few dollars. So let's start by warming the color of your light. Switching your bulbs to a soft yellow of around 2700 to 3000 kelvins instantly softens the edges in your room, makes wood and textiles look richer, and just helps the whole space feel steadier. It also lets your lamps take over so the glow sits lower and calmer. And this is the foundation that the next moves build on. So you can see here how the cool white from the overhead pendant light throws this stark splash across the wall and desk, so the scene feels a little bit tense. The monitor and the desktop have a glare to them, the textures look a bit chalky, and the wood even turns a little ashy. The plants lose their depth and the shadows get really hard, which makes the corner feel more like a corporate cubicle than a calm workspace. And nothing looks settled because the color of the light is fighting everything else in the room. But now look what happens when we switch the bulbs to a warm yellow and let the small lamps carry that glow. The color immediately softens all the hard edges in the space and spreads out the light more evenly so your eyes can relax. If you're using smart bulbs, slide to that warm setting, again of around 2700 to 3000 kelvins, which will give you that noticeable yellow tint. But if you're not using smart bulbs, then just pop in a soft white bulb, which is 3000 kelvins, keep the brightness around 40 to 50%, and aim one lamp toward the wall so the bounce stays gentle and glare-free. Then carry the same trick into the bedroom by setting both the table lamp and the floor lamp to the same softer tone and leaving the overhead light off. That low, even glow grounds the bed and takes the edge off the walls, so winding down feels easier. And if you have dimmers, then lower them to around 40% or so the room feels restful instead of bright. When you do that, in just a few seconds, the whole room shifts from being awake mode to wind down mode. And then finally, repeat the same move in your living room by matching all the perimeter lamps to that warm, even look so that the edges of the room carry that light. That way, the center stays quiet while the lamps outline the space for a cocooned kind of feel. You can aim 1 or 2 lamps toward nearby walls so that the wash of light stays indirect and calm, but this way the whole space feels warmer and more unified without changing furniture at all. So now that your bulbs are warm, the next move is to change your lampshade so the light spreads in the right way. Because different materials and shapes change the glow, the glare, and the vibe of your space, and some shades pattern the light while others smooth it out, and some actually focus it. So if you don't want to replace the whole lamp, you can still clip in a diffuser or just swap out the lamp shade in order to get a bit of a different effect. So if you want a boho kind of feel, then switch to a woven bamboo shade so the bulb filters through the slats in this soft, dappled kind of way. Or rotate the head slightly toward the wall to turn that pattern into a gentle wash. And in just a few seconds, you've traded a sharp beam of light for a calm, natural glow. But if you're leaning cleaner and softer, then slide on a fabric shade like linen to smooth everything out. The lining hides the bulb, and the wider shape spreads the light out evenly, so you stop getting those harsh edges. And in my view, this is one of the fastest ways to make a hallway or bedroom corner feel quiet and finished. But on the other hand, if you want a little texture without brightening the entire room, then you can go pleated. The folds scatter light downward for tasks while sending a soft halo to the sides, so the setup feels composed rather than spotlighted. And this is perfect if you want to make a reading chair or a console area feel hotel quiet. Or you can also switch to an opal or softly tinted globe when you want full diffusion and to make a bit of a statement. The frosted or tinted surface turns the bulb into an even sphere, which wipes out hot spots and gives the corner a smooth, all-around glow. It works great with mid-century or retro pieces, and it can also work in a minimal setup. Now, after dialing in your lampshades, the next fast upgrade here is battery-powered stick-on lighting. These pucks and strips add a low, warm glow exactly where your room feels dark, and you can install them without any tools or wiring. Just peel them, place them where you want them, and let the softer light calm the edges of your space. Think of them as tiny helpers that make corners look finished and nighttime tasks feel easier. So start by tucking a stick-on puck inside a planter and aiming it up the trunk so the leaves cast a silhouette gently on the wall and ceiling. Just that little bit of uplight makes a tree feel alive after sunset and adds a calm, organic rhythm to the entire corner of your room. And because the source is hidden at the base, your eyes catch the glow, but not the actual bulb itself. And so the whole scene feels softer and more natural without touching any furniture. Next, peel and stick some more pucks under your upper cabinets so your backsplash carries an even wash while you prep food at the counter. Because by lighting the surface instead of your face, it instantly feels steadier and kinder on the eyes at night. Space the pucks out evenly, normally around the width of one cabinet door, so the light looks continuous. If you can get your hands on magnetic or rechargeable lights, they make swapping them out really easy, and a quick tap turns the kitchen from harsh to mellow for those late night snacks. Then run a rechargeable peel and stick strip behind your headboard so that your bed sits in this quiet halo. When you do this, the light source stays hidden, which means you can wind down without that bright overhead glare. And the overall effect of this feels hotel level and built in, even though it's just a slim LED tucked out of sight. And so reading stays comfortable and the room settles into this relaxed, finished look. And finally, add another short strip along the underside of a bench or cabinet to create a soft floating effect. The low line of light outlines the perimeter, adds depth to a white or neutral setup, and keeps the center of the room calm. It also doubles as a gentle path light for late nights, so you can move around without blasting everything else on. Just peel and stick, and the space looks quieter and a lot more considered. Now, once those small accents are in place, what you want to do next is make your lamps feel calmer by bouncing their light. And what I mean by this is instead of shining the lamp directly at you, you angle it at a wall or ceiling so that the surface sends back a wide, gentle glow. This cuts down the glare, softens any shadows, and makes the room feel a lot bigger, which is perfect after you've added the stick-on glows along the edges. So to start, slide a floor lamp closer to the corner and tilt the head up so it throws a wide fan of light across the wall and ceiling. That indirect wash of light lowers contrast around the nightstand and keeps your eyes relaxed before you sleep. The bulb itself disappears, but the room still feels bright enough to move around. And so you get a quiet, hotel-like vibe with just this one small adjustment. Next, if you've got one of those 3-arm floor lamps, then you want to rotate each head so they aim at the wall. And stagger the angles of them, one higher, one mid, and one lower, so the wall catches a smooth gradient of light instead of 3 hot spots. And if you want to take this one step further, place the lamp behind a sofa or chair so that the whole zone glows evenly, which is perfect for late night conversations. It's the fastest way to turn a task lamp into room-level ambience. Then use wall lamps that cast light upward and downward at the same time. That vertical spread outlines the perimeter of the room and makes it feel extra calm at night. And if the beam looks too tight, then just move the fixture a little bit off of the wall so that the light opens up. The result is soft architectural light that steadies the entire room while still keeping the center totally relaxed. And finally, treat your hallways like a light runway by spacing wall lamps along the length of the hall and letting each one wash the wall above it. The repeated vertical glows guide you forward and make a narrow passage feel taller and softer. And then keep the center of the hall dim so the perimeter outlines your path. In seconds, any hallway shifts from stark to serene and looks intentionally designed. Now, when it's late at night, you don't need the whole room lit up. You just need enough light for what you're specifically doing. So switch to a small, focused pool and let everything else stay quiet so your eyes can relax and anyone with you isn't bothered. Aim the beam at the page, the keyboard, or the counter, and avoid lighting the walls or ceiling. Keeping that pool of light tight helps you to stay calmer, feels more considerate to the people around you, and helps your brain shift into sleep mode. So in the bedroom, you want to tighten the light to the area around your pillow by angling a wall lamp toward the top of the nightstand or a book that you might be reading. You want to keep other lamps off so the glow doesn't spill across the bed or onto the walls. So aim just past your shoulder so there's zero glare in your eyes and no bounce on any sort of glossy pages. In that sense, it's kind of like the reading light that sits above you on an airplane. And if you pull this off correctly, then your reading spot will be perfectly clear while the bedroom will still be calm and the whole space is still partner friendly. Then you can apply the same logic to a small work nook by placing the desk lamp toward the back of the desk and tilting the head down. Let the walls around you just catch a little bit of that light so that the pool sits tight on your notebook or your keyboard. You'll stay focused without lighting the rest of the room, and so that nook will feel intentional and cocooned instead of broadcast bright. Next, you can also lower your floor lamp so its light hits right at shoulder height while you're sitting down, and then angle the shade toward you or the book you might be reading instead of toward the wall, which keeps the glow tight and focused. And you can let the rest of the corner fall into softer shadow so it feels calm and tucked away. And that tiny shift turns an ordinary lounge cushion into the perfect spot to unwind. And then if you happen to be in the kitchen late at night, then keep the overhead lights off and just use that strip lighting that we installed under the cabinets so the counter glows softly. You can set your kettle, mug, or any kind of snack within that warm strip of light and let the rest of the kitchen stay dim. You'll still see everything you need to see, but the light won't flood the room or strain your eyes. That'll keep your late night snack experience calm and relaxing and allow you to get right back to sleep. And the sixth thing you can do to reach that maximum level of calm is pairing a soft indirect light with a gentle scent. Because once the light is low and steady, adding a bit of fragrance completes that feeling of ease. And it's what turns a space from just feeling a little cozy to one that's deeply relaxing. So you want to choose scents that are woody or soothing in other ways, and then just let them spread naturally throughout your room. So for a fresh spa kind of feel, use a small aroma diffuser that doubles as a lamp and let it sit on a console or nightstand. Add a bit of water, squeeze in a few drops of calming essential oils, and switch on the built-in glow so that the wall picks up that light. The mist keeps the air gentle and smooth while the light still stays low, which is perfect before bed or during a slow evening. You get scent and ambience in one single move without turning on any other lights. But if you prefer a constant amber glow with almost no fragrance, then plug in a salt lamp for that constant amber pool that never feels harsh. The rock naturally tints the light, so shelves and other neutral surfaces look warmer and easier on the eyes. I suggest placing it at eye level on a bookcase or a side table so that that warm glow wraps the room. And the overall look is grounding and cozy without overwhelming your space. Now, if you're feeling extra meditative, then you can try a crystal diffuser where the base lights some crystals from below while still dispersing this gentle kind of aroma. The rocks scatter the light into a calm, natural pattern, and the scent stays even so everything looks intentional instead of like a gadget. And when you want that slow flickering calm, group candles at 3 heights inside tinted glass holders. Having those staggered levels creates a sense of depth on your coffee table or console, and the colored glass turns the flicker into a calm, even shimmer. Choose lightly scented or unscented candles if you already have a diffuser running, and just make sure to keep them away from curtains and drafts. Blow them out before you sleep, and let that leftover warmth close out the night. So calm lighting isn't about having less light, it's about having the right kind of light. Because when it comes to light, once you start layering it, softening it, and matching it to how you actually use your space, everything else just feels easier. The room looks better for sure, but more importantly, it feels lighter to be in. So if you like these fast, practical upgrades, check out the other videos linked in the description where I've covered a ton more quick design changes you can make to instantly make your home feel intentional and relaxed. Or if you want to go even deeper and take your lighting game to the next level, check out this video up here. I'll see you there.